Oh, that's right, it's Rinkside here with episode 43 and live and direct with my boy Supreme. Supreme, how's it going?
Not too bad, Potty. Just living life over here in Nova Scotia. 3 weeks out from the big move.
Ooh,
I'm just packing stuff up and trying to make some videos and do as much as I can. But on the spare time, I'm just making my own videos as people might have noticed. I can put my link to my channel down below if you guys want to go check that out.
mm-hmm.
I'm unboxing hockey cards. I have the Uri Slavkovsky rookie card now, Young Guns, and then I got this Matty Beniers Young Guns. With Chewy collecting the hockey cards kind of inspired me to get into it. So,
Oh,
but enough about that. How's it going over in Poddy's Penthouse?
oh, well, it's going well. We're up. You and I are up bright and early today to record this episode. We wanted to get it out to our viewers. Had to push it back a couple times, but appreciate you waking up early to appease our viewership. You and I, outside of recording Rinkside, have been playing some, NHL 23 on the scoring goals team. Lots of threes, lots of sixes, and I've actually put together a little short 55-second clip of some of my plays to show how my player has progressed. So let me pull that up right now.
Awesome.
Here we go. Oh, there was you skating down the ice and got crushed. But who's there?
Oh, okay. Oh, nice backhand.
Nice backhand. Oh, the forehand backhand. Somebody's learning.
There you go.
Another one. Oh, good teamwork there. Let's see this bad boy. Oh, off the post, behind the back, into the goal. And I like this one. This is teamwork right there.
There you go.
We got a nice little Battlefield 1 clip. Check out this Savior kill. Oh, damn. Very nice. I've been working on that. There's this gun. I forget what it is, but you got to get 300 kills with the version of it without a scope. And I think I'm like 250 kills in. So I've been putting in time into Battlefield 1, but honing those NHL 23 skills along the way. But cool, I appreciate you letting us dive into, a day in the life of Supreme, what's going on in your world. So let's take our attention to what's going on in the world of goals with our transactions. We've had a number of signings. Actually, a release of David Pastrnak coming off, and then we had Young Fitted was signed to the Pittsburgh Lions. Jin Muggin, Pittsburgh Lions. Benny Cooney, Zurich Hawks. Fred Barreto, Chicago Pod. I Good, Toronto Beasts. Ethan McWells to the Montreal Magic. That's your team. Owen Samuels to the Montreal Magic. Charlie Moose to the Pittsburgh Lions. And we have Chris Lord to the Prague Sabretooths. Sounds like Sabretooths might have a pretty full roster if they're only getting that, although that appears to be a lefty and everyone else was a forward. Pretty.
Lots of good minor signings. I know you're not in the minors, so I just want to talk about this right quick. We don't have many players in the minors. There's only 6 teams, so if anybody can get more guys out, we got a lot of good new faces here, like McWells and Samuels in Montreal. So that's good to see more guys coming over. So stay tuned into the minors. It's going to be an interesting year.
Going to be an interesting year for sure. And I think we had one trade that went down. This was between the Ice Hogs and the Alpha Dogs. The Ice Hogs sent over Alex Dar, Benji Idaho. I recognize one of those names. And in return, they got Stefan Forge, Lenny Lyons, Hamado Michelangelo, who was an affiliate, and the Season 8 second of the Hammer. That's some BS. I should have that pick back. They should give it back to its rightful owner. But, whatever, this trade seems to have gone down, and it seems to be a pretty big win for Brooklyn, although maybe Benji Idaho's a strong player. No offense to Alex Starr, just don't really recognize that name. All right, so we're going to move on over from our transactions to our standings, and I'm going to fill in for what Chewy usually does here and talks about the standings. So as you can see, we have a number of different games played. So we're recording this Tuesday morning before work starts. So we've got some teams that have 5, some teams that have 4. So step it up, stats team got to enter in those stand-ins a little bit quicker. But I would say the two big things from the Rocket Conference that stands out, we have Columbus all the way at the top. And actually, when I was looking at this before, San Diego was at the bottom, but it looks like they've moved up. So good for them. I would say based on what I'm seeing right now, when we look at the Rocket Conference, who do we think is going to make the playoffs? I'm thinking Alaska, Las Vegas, Tennessee, North Bay, San Diego, and Columbus. Oh, what is Nate Ironside's going to say? Is his head going to get too big to fit into the door? Because he's just been called out as probably making the playoffs, the first expansion team to be able to do it. Let's see how it goes. And you got any opinion on the Rocket Conference, Supreme?
Like we were just talking about Columbus expansion team. They're looking to make waves this year. Kind of like Vegas Golden Knights, the expansion of the NHL. They went right to the Stanley Cup Finals in their inaugural season. So I guess we're gonna have to find out, see if Columbus makes it there. So we're only a few games in, but it'll be interesting to see.
Oh, that's pretty cool. There's actually this thing called the Knights of Columbus, not the Golden Knights, but I think it's like a philanthropic society. So we'll see how pious they are. Or are they porous? Are they full of holes? Are they going to get drilled on by a bunch of different pucks going into their net? To be determined. So let's turn our attention over to Mr. Hockey. No surprise here. We got Copenhagen, at the top. Surprisingly, we got Norfolk all the way at the bottom. They've gone 0 for 4, although they did tack on an overtime loss. So not a completely 5 losses. But when I'm looking at the Mr. Hockey Conference, I'm thinking, who's going to win the playoffs over here? I'm thinking Copenhagen, Florence, Turku, Jacksonville, Miami, and Glasgow. The rebranded, maybe relocated. I don't even know where Redwater was. But Glasgow, I don't even know where that is. That's probably in Europe somewhere. It sounds like what do you think's the difference between the Rocket and Mr. Hockey? Do you think they're fairly even, or do you think one conference has a stronger pull than the other?
Well, I know from last year, Mr. Hockey division with Copenhagen and stuff, they were really dominant. So, you never know what's going to happen with these sim leagues. But if I have to take my best bet, I'm going to have to go with Mr. Hockey again this season, just after what happened last season. They're just Miami and Copenhagen just dominated everything all year long. So I'm going to have to go with Mr. Hockey being the more dominant division or conference this year.
Well, time will only tell, but I appreciate the vote of confidence over here. Let's shift our attention to our divisions. And as they load up, we can start with the Atlantic. We've got Boston in first. They are a game ahead of Jacksonville. My guess here, and Miami has kind of fallen to middle of the pack. We'll see how that lines out. I know I previously said that Miami would be winning the Atlantic. division. I still have confidence in our ability to make the playoffs, but I'm recognizing Jacksonville is a very strong contender, and I'm pegging them to win the Atlantic Division this season. If we turn our attention over to Europe, we've got Copenhagen in first, followed very closely behind Florence. I guess we'll see how they did in their previous game, or maybe they haven't played yet. I think it's a fair bet that Copenhagen will take home the Europe division, although it'll be a tight race if Florence still puts up a performance. And it's good to see Turku kind of take back the reins. I know they missed the playoffs last season, but it looks like they're having a strong one over here. And now we're going to turn our attention to Central. This is a much Gen Chat debate. Who's going to take the Central? Columbus thinks that they're going to be taking it. Albuquerque says they're going to take it. I maintain my position that I think Tennessee's going to swoop in and steal this one for the Central Division. And wrapping us up with the Pacific, of course, we got Vegas, Alaska, San Diego, Honolulu, Port Sapporo. What a tough division to be in. But I do feel Las Vegas will be winning this one as well. Did you have any different picks for different divisions, or did those kind of sound good to you?
They all sound pretty good to me. Over in the Europe division with Florence and Copenhagen, they're going to be fighting it. I think Copenhagen should come out on top there. Again, with Columbus in their division, we'll see if they'll finish out on top, but it'll be hard with them being an expansion team with lower overall players to begin with on their team. But it'll be interesting to see. But I pretty well agree with what you say.
Excellent. Well, let's turn our attention from the pros to the minors, and you can take us away with the minor standings.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we got Prague here in first place. They have 6 points, undefeated so far in week one. And then you got Zurich, that's 2-1. Chicago, 1-1-1. Montreal, 1-1-1. Toronto, 1-2-0. And Pittsburgh, 1-2-0. So I think it's going to be all over the board here. Everything's all shuffled around this year in the minors. I know with Montreal, formerly known as Warsaw, out of every player that was on that team, I'm the only player left. So everything's different. So you never know what's going to happen. I think this year in the minors, you could see Pittsburgh coming out on top. You could see Prague staying on top. You never know, but it's going to be a tight race right to the finish. But it's going to be interesting, I think.
Absolutely. And if I had to put my money on the two teams that I think are going to be in the finals, I'm guessing Prague and Montreal, the Magic baby. I think I've seen a lot of good things from both these teams, and specifically the coaching. That way. The coaching. Oh, not me. Where'd that finger go? Oh, here it is. That coaching leadership on Montreal, I think, is pretty stellar. How have you enjoyed your time as a coach so far, Supreme?
It's been good. It's been a little frustrating though at the same time because you jump in, you think and then you slap together all your strategies and your lines that you think are just going to work out perfectly, and then you go and then only won once, lost 2 times. So you definitely got to shuffle it around. But overall, it's not too bad as long as you stay active with your guys. Like you're in the minors with a bunch of guys that just started sim leagues and stuff like that. So you want to make them feel welcome and comfortable, and show them the ropes and help them out as best as you can. But overall, it's a pretty good experience. I'm liking it so far.
That's nice, and it's good to hear. You acknowledge some of the challenges with people new to the league. My advice for you: the name of the game is retention. If you can retain your players, keep them developing, you'll be a strong team. And then the strats and the lines and all that will come in time. But you can't really do anything if you got holes on your roster that you keep getting more holy. So all power to you. We're going to shift our focus now to our league leaders. I'm going to call these names out here. We've got our goals leader with 7 goals by a wide margin, Ezra Swift on the Tennessee Black Bears, 7 goals. Forgot if I said that or not, but pretty far ahead. And there's David Leathers all the way at the bottom, tied with a number of different people. So interesting how things are shaken up. When we look at the assists, we've got Greg Cooksey, the chef from Columbus, also with 7. This time 7 assists. And let's see, do we have a number of different forwards and defensemen on the assist list, which is good. We'll see how that shakes out throughout the season. And with the points leader, here we go, Greg Cooksey with 10 points, who's 1 point ahead of Ezra Swift. So pretty tight race right here. Lots of progress. Good to see these players perform. Now we're going to shift our focus over to our rookies. And if we look at a number of different players, Cam Jones, Alvin Chisholm, RJ Corker, Chris Leone, Cliff Briggs, Captain Burnout, all tied with 2 goals this season. When we go to assists, we've got Tom Adamo Jr., Billy Hawk, David Donut, all with 3 assists. And the winner, or so far, the points leader is Tom Adamo Jr., another Columbus representative. So you can see why Columbus seems to be performing pretty well when they have a lot of their players doing, pretty stellar on these leaderboards. So pretty cool to see this happen. And now we're going to shift our focus over to our plays of the week. I'll narrate this top one. So we got a Pawtai coming down the ice. This is actually from the World Cup. We're shorthanded. I don't know if any other shorthanded World Cup goals occurred, but Pawtai sunk one in. Looks like Big Hits is pressed against the board. We've got San Diego. Lee passes it to who? Oh, Matt Green with the killer one-timer, 180 degrees. What a fantastic play. And number 3 coming down the pipes. It looks like Leathers to Bear to Grims. Ooh, wow, what a, pretty far out slapper. And I think there was 0.1 seconds on the clock. Great first goal performance by Grims. And we've got Owen stealing the puck, taking it to Doop-diddy-doo, and sunk it in. What a fantastic goal from Miami. And look at that. Remember to like this video. We got Kevin Jiggins coming down. Oh, through the legs. That was incredible. I haven't seen that yet, at least this season. What a fantastic goal. Supreme, you put together these clips. What's it like doing this? Anything that the community needs to know? Like, what's the process for selecting the goals?
Realistically, for me, it's not so much the timing of the goal. It's plays of the week. So I'm just more so focused on what the player accomplishes in the play. Like, for example, like the number 1, like with the between the legs, obviously that's going to be number 1 in any week. That's probably going to be in the year-end video, because last season we only had, I think there was only 1 between the legs last year too. So, and we're getting 1 first week, so it's already exciting. But as far as what goes into them and picking them, I just picked the nicest plays out of each one. Like Tyler Grims, he had that shot from the blue line. It was his first career goal, 0.1 seconds left. It was an unreal shot, below the blocker on the right side. So, it's a good placement shot. And then Voodoo on Miami, he just walked in, and then I think he went like 4 dekes or something, back and forth, forehand, backhand, forehand. Yeah, the goalie's head was spinning by the end of the play. So, that's obviously going in there as well. So, but I'm just looking for, nice plays, even good hits, good saves, stuff like that. Or even, even if it's a momentum changer, or even a fight. I'll even throw fights in top plays of the week if it's a nice fight. So, just, make those clips, goals, assists, anything you want. If you want to spam your own player, spam your own player. That guy over there does it. So, I'll go through them. I'll look at them all. I'll pick the top 5. If there's 15 clips and I like them all, I'll make a top 10. So yeah, make the clips and send them in, and I'll get the best clips of the week out for you.
Excellent. And I know I've seen a couple putts submitted so far. Do you think any golf is ever going to make it into the Rinkside top 5?
Well, I don't know. See, that's a different story. I might save that for something else. I would like to keep the top 5 plays, hockey related. But as far as like, I got in a couple clip submissions of Joey Rab playing golf. I got one last year. A guy sent a clip in of a real life game. If you guys want to send in your clips of hockey or golf or anything like that, send them in. I'll make a montage of video of your guys' clips that you guys send in if they're decent. So, don't send anything foolish in, but common sense, and we'll make something of it.
Absolutely. Well, you heard it here first. Keep submitting your clips to the Rinkside clip submissions, and it can be from anything. We'll probably keep the top 5 or top 10 to be hockey related, but to those couple putts, especially Escola's 29-footer, which was very impressive. Who knows? You might see it later on in Rinkside. So before we close up, I wanted to shout out the upcoming Jersey Police special, featuring Joey the Cop Rab is coming this week. We'll be recording it very soon and getting it out to you. I know there's a lot of opinions on there on who's got the worst jerseys, who's got the best jerseys. Well, let's bring it up to the cop and let him decide. And if you got a bad jersey, you might be spending some time in Jersey jail. So let's see how that all goes. But Supreme, it was sweet having you on. We had a nice, short and quick episode today, so we'll get it out there as soon as possible. And did you have any closing thoughts for our audience? Any shout outs you want to make?
I just want to shout out you guys for, viewing the videos, liking, commenting. If you guys want to share the video, share the video. We just want to make the GOHLS community bigger, and make our Rinkside community bigger. We do all this for you guys, and that's pretty well all I have to say.
Excellent. Well, until the next one, Supreme, it was real, and this was Rinkside.